Hi, I think this is a goodbye conversation unless something unexpected happens. This is a podcast that I created at the time of George Floyd's murder because I needed to think and learn and share conversations and connect with other people, especially Black people, to find out or try to find out more and more about what I had no clue. That mission was accomplished to a good degree. But I guess at a certain point, I thought if it isn't getting an audience, then maybe I should put my energies someplace else. I've been silent for a while on this podcast, though I do have other avenues of exploration that I have continued to pursue. What I think I'm going to do with this podcast and with any of you who are here, which it is a small audience, is invite you to come over to my other podcast, which is called Big Picture Social Emotional Learning. And that podcast has a nice and respectable audience. It's by one rating, it's in the top 5% of podcasts globally. And I really didn't do anything. And I am going to start doing something to market it and to promote it so that more of the learning that I am gathering and the great minds that I'm able to share conversation with will be available to more and more people. So that's what's happening now. But basically, this podcast, One White Woman, which I renamed to One White Teacher, really is relevant to the topic of social emotional learning. And more people, since more people recognize that the value of social emotional learning, it seems like a natural and unforced merging of values and priorities and interests and topics that we need to keep learning about. So that's what's happening here. And if you have any thoughts, concerns, ideas, suggestions, please feel free to share them with me. My email address is niniwhite@icloud.com, NINIWHITE@icloud.com. All right, thank you for being here. And please check out the other website. Even if you're not a teacher, even if you're not a parent, you might find what we talk about very interesting. We've had one of the most popular TED speakers on the podcast, and just some amazing best-selling authors. There's some good stuff happening on that podcast too. And you'll see there are many times when I'm really going to keep on focusing on equity, racial justice, solutions for all of those big, big problems that affect all of our lives, whether or not we are conscious of it, just as I was not conscious of it before George Floyd's murder. All right. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here.